Hi, my name is Sheila Hill. I'm an intuitive life coach and a spiritual guide. Today's video is all about the truth of being an empath. Now, we've all experienced or heard a story or told a story about how I can't be around that person, I can't go to that place, I just feel too much, the energies are too hard on me. It gives me anxiety, it makes me feel icky, that person gives off a yucky vibe, whatever. All of the stories that go around how we are unable to people with each other. So I wanted to start this teaching off with a really neat quote that I heard recently that I thought, oh my God, that totally embodies the whole thing. And the quote went something like this. When you feel like you just can't people anymore, when you can't go to a mall or a playground or a store or even a family event because the peopling's just too hard, what it actually is that there are too many versions of you in that place for you to manage, cope with, or navigate all at the same time. So when you just can't people, it means that there's too many versions of you in that one space. Which brings me to sort of the crux of this teaching. And that is that we are all one. We are all a fractal of God, Creator, Universe, Consciousness, and we are all here as consciousness embodied in our various shapes, forms, sizes, in order to have experiences that, in one sense, is a feedback system to the one, but we also are here to be our own consciousness in various forms and formats, past lives, parallel lives, and future lives that are all a feedback system to our own God spark, which is the one. So if you're on the planet and you're alive now, congratulations. If you're struggling with being an empath, congratulations, because here is the truth about being an empath. An empath doesn't mean that you need to protect your energy, or that there are places that you cannot go and will never be able to go, or that you're just so introverted that being with people is just not going to be a part of your life ever. What it is that we are going through this evolution, the ascension journey, the great awakening, whatever label you want to give it, that requires that we go through a purification process. That all of our density, the lower vibrational energies that are trapped and stored within our body and within our consciousness and within our emotional body, all the way down to a cellular level, is going through a purification process. So here's what happens when your empathic abilities start to overrun you. And what it is that energy likes energy. Everything energetically, vibrationally, is looking to harmonize. So when you're around someone and maybe they're giving off an angry vibe that day and you feel it, what you are feeling is not them, but you are feeling the anger that is stored within your body that you're not consciously aware of yet, that they are being a magnet for you. They are bringing, drawing, and pulling to the surface within you your own energy. So when you're around someone and you're like, oh my God, I don't like their vibe, it's not their vibe that you don't like. It's that they are magnetizing from you your vibe that your ego has decided that you don't like, which is really just a matter of you're being purified. We are all here as one to walk each other home, to guide each other through this purification process. The people that trigger us, that challenge us, that give us sort of the hardest time in life, they are our biggest teachers. So in the same way, this is how it works with being an empath. Everyone that has a soul in their body is empathic. That is the nature of the design of the soul's original template. Some people are more heightened into their awareness with that, and some people aren't yet. And that's fine. That's just a matter of where everybody is on their own evolution journey. But what we need to stop sort of demonizing and playing in the duality and the polarity of is that empaths are, these highly sensitive spiritual beings, and everyone else that feels icky is bad or dark or dense or not doing their work. Whatever the judgments and duality that we humans like to play in, it has to stop. Your empathic ability is not a part of your makeup to victimize you. It's so that you can be purified and then eventually become more of an energy reader rather than an empathic feeler. So just to reiterate, all of the peopling in the world are versions of you from the highest sense, which I understand when you're going through your human day-to-day life, that's not always an easy sort of context for you to keep in your mind. But understand that when you're around certain people and their vibe makes you feel icky in any way, that what's actually happening is the energies in that space are trying to harmonize. And unless you're the dominant love, purity, Christ consciousness frequency in that space, which will transmute everybody, then you are engaging in an interaction with other people who are fractals of you, whose energy is pulling to the surface something that you unconsciously held in your own body so that it can be transmuted. Now, when those events happen, first and foremost, take this understanding, this teaching with you, and remember that that's all it is. Secondly, if you have the time, space, bandwidth, and or courage to be in it with them, you don't need to talk, you don't need to say to them, oh, you're triggering this in me, it doesn't need to be a thing. But if you can just shift yourself into your heart space and mentally, telepathically, just sort of say to your innate, to your soul, to your higher self, I'm aware that this is happening. Please clear this from my field, clear it from their field for the highest and best of all. Then that would be a really good sort of on-the-spot healing to offer both yourself and the other person. And if you can't, that's okay too. Remove yourself from this situation, but at least remove yourself without telling a story that they're icky or they're bad or they're dark or they're not doing their work and you are, and now you're an empath, but you're being victimized by being an empath because you can't go anywhere. That whole thing is what's keeping us suppressed. It's very, very old, outdated spiritual teachings that empaths have to protect themselves. We are here to really get real with what we are holding inside our bodies. And let me tell you from personal experience, you have no idea. You have no idea what your body is holding until it totally turns on the switch full on and says, that's it, everything's going. I don't need to get into ascension symptoms. If you're on the path, there's always a group for that somewhere. But we are here to courageously clear and purify for ourselves and to help our brothers and sisters, because we're all at the end, we're all one, and we're all walking each other home. So be kind and patient with your human as you navigate this space of being an empath. But please, please, please be willing to consciously let go of all the stories around what it means to be an empath. And empower yourself to understand that when you are triggered in any way in an empathic situation, that what's actually being offered to you is an invitation to purify yourself even more. I hope this helps. I'm going to try to get back to doing some videos in the next few weeks. I've been down and out personally with ascension symptoms. Sending you lots and lots of love. Post your questions in the comments. Bye-bye for now.